Does anybody want to venture a guess? Oh, I see everything's color-coded up here. That's interesting. We don't need this anymore. So, would anybody like to venture a guess as to what's happening?
I'm guessing that whatever psionic protections that were...
Yeah, this right here is gone.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the haps. Everybody has... we're not going to roll initiative, but we are going to track the turns. In fact, we'll use this die here to track the turns. No, we won't. We'll use this die here to track the turns. You have 5 turns. Everybody's got 5 turns before the worst happens. Everything on this deck counts as difficult terrain because there is a vast amount of suction pulling up as the air is escaping out the boarding platform up here.
So everything on this deck, like the combat deck?
No, this deck here, the cargo this deck, okay. Because this is all open to the combat deck above. These 3 decks here are still vaguely pressurized, and you're pretty much fine. This deck is filled with about 30 or 40 prisoners. This deck has all of your treasure. This deck here is essentially death. If you travel to this deck and you don't have some kind of miraculous means of recovery, you are not coming back. So
and
I would stay
is...
away from the stairs here as well.
Yeah.
Like you kept saying, like this is death, this is like what is the situation? It's like it's a sucking force. Like that's the problem.
Whatever force was keeping the air inside the ship, this wall of force that you threw Nath against last session, is gone. So all of the smoke and air is rushing out into the void beyond, and in 5 rounds, it will be completely vacated.
Okay. Riot is going to ask Nath. First, do you have teleport or plane shift ready?
I can teleport 6 people.
Do you have that scroll that you made?
Yeah, that's how I'm teleporting 6 people. That's the only teleportation that can handle.
Do you have Wall of Force prepared?
Wait.
Burn through the slots.
Okay, so you can't cast it.
And as I'm saying this, I am moving. Like I am spending my action to dash to here as we're going. We're
absolutely talking while walking.
Okay, sure. Can I talk though?
Yeah. Okay. I'm making sure Brick doesn't dock his turns for standing here talking.
I was about to.
Yeah. So you can't cast it natively. You need that scroll, right?
Yep, I'm out. I'm tapped.
All right. How many people you got?
6.
6. What about you, Kit? You got any teleportation in you? Probably not, I'm imagining.
That's easily 6 seconds worth of dialogue there. So in that one turn, you guys have moved this far and had that conversation?
Yeah.
Come on, die.
It's there. It's a 4.
There we go. It wasn't on my screen. That's weird.
Okay, so with the dash, I can make it to here going through the difficult terrain.
Okay.
Next turn.
Is everybody just following along behind Nath?
Potentially, yeah.
Go ahead and move yourself for this turn.
Do you have anyone else have any other ideas off this thing?
What did Kit say to me? Probably nothing, I'm assuming?
What did you say to Kit?
I said, what about you? You don't have any teleportation magic, do you? Do you?
No, Kit. Actually. Making me open my monster manual again. I'm sorry, I thought you would ask that question to Nath when I cut you guys off. Let's see here. No, Kit does not. I didn't realize you had named the fox.
Yeah, that's why every token you had was named Kit.
Oh, I didn't realize that either.
Alright, so third round, move into here, grab everything you can.
Nath, can you...
grabbing trade bar.
Nath, whatever the Illithids were doing to maintain focus and keep...
I'm not that powerful.
Can you try, at least?
Can you try?
I'm going to try. Get inside the room first. I have an idea. Just get into the room first.
Okay.
Red's going to dispel Kit, because who needs him?
Okay.
I'm going to try closing the door and using psionic energy from the ship to seal it. Is there any energy left?
There's not.
Can I use my own power points?
Go ahead and make a intelligence. How many power PSPs do you have left?
I have 2 left.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check at disadvantage.
Sure.
There's no more lithids on the ship. Now you're working with just the residual psychic energy from the pool, which you've mostly
That's
vacated.
a 21.
21. And you managed to get this door closed and sealed.
Is air rushing through it around the creases?
No, it seems like you've created a pressurized seal in this room.
What about the people?
That was my
over there?
idea. That was all I had. That literally is all I have. I have no psionic energy left. I would say we get what we can carry that's most valuable out of here and teleport back.
I wish you.
What's most valuable is on the other
We
side.
could have
of
done so much more if you hadn't done it here. If you had sealed off something else, I could have put up.
Can you do it?
I don't have a wall. I can't seal off an entire deck.
I know, but I could have put up a mansion. I could have gotten all those people into a mansion.
Right,
And
but
then
can you
could've-
still do that?
Do you have a dimension door?
I can either make a mansion. I can venture out, but not back in. I can get one person.
You can dimension door. I mean, so they don't have a lot of time. If you dimension door over, make a mansion, and the air would probably be gone by the time you start getting them in there. Plus, I don't know how to get the other ship back to where the mansion is in order for you to open it.
That's why it would have been great if we could have had the mansion in a sealed-off chamber. Then we could have cast sending to the Welk and had him come over and get us.
Last call. If
Sorry.
anything's going to happen, it's got to happen right now.
Riot is going to dimension door over and get one person.
Liberation. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so just take the... I mean, there's 2 people in this room. You can grab...
I know. I'd take the closest one
Okay.
and then go back in here.
Dimension door back.
Yeah.
Sorry, Riot.
How long do you guys stay in this room before... Because I can itemize
Liberation.
everything that's in this room if you want. In addition to
Liberation.
one human slave.
Looks very, 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 very not happy right now.
Listen, Liberation. They're in a
Don't
better
talk to
state
me.
now than they were
Mahogany.
when
Mahogany.
those
Do not
thralls
talk to
were.
me. Do not talk to me, Mahogany.
Nath doesn't say anything to Liberation pointedly, but it starts going through and taking the most valuable stuff he can carry.
Yeah, I was about to say, what's Kelian up to?
Pulls out the
Kelian
teleport scroll.
is quietly taking anything he can shove into his pockets and carry.
So let me itemize what's actually all in this room. A
No,
lot
I
of
didn't
it's
mean that to
just
step
basic,
on you. I'm sorry.
basic
No,
trade goods.
no, it's good. It's fine.
The kind of stuff that you filled up the Welk with. The really valuable stuff is back along this wall here. Stacks of heavy gold and platinum bars. You guys have bags of holding and things if you want to try to fill them up.
Yeah.
Riot's going to go ahead and cast knock on that one lockbox.
Okay. And one of these items is not big enough to... Yeah, there's one item in the room not big enough to fit inside of anything. There's a giant anvil setting off to one side.
Anvil.
Anvil. Inside the box, you see 5 potions of various colors. This is the part that I know you guys love to write down for my random treasure generator. An elven star chart carved in immaculate oak. An immaculate set of gnomish bagpipes. A set of ivory dice with unknown numbers. Jewel-encrusted spiked manacles. And the aforementioned anvil.
Alright. Everything except the anvil is getting swept into Riot's bag. We'll dig it
Liberation.
up later.
Liberation takes out his hand axe, looks at those manacles, takes out his hand axe, and breaks those fucking things.
And nothing happens. Because they're not currently shackling anybody.
Mm.
But that looks like what they could be used for. The manacles, the spikes are on the inside, so they're particularly menacing looking.
Yeah.
Liberation turns on detect magic.
Detect magic. All 5 of the potions are magic.
That stuff's getting swept into Riot's bag.
I mean, one of the potions you can easily identify as healing. You've seen those before. You guys used ID that one. Use ID.
It's a blue potion.
It's actually
blue
a
swirly
red
potion.
potion. Thank you. according to the DMG.
Anvil magic.
How many of these bars are you trying to make off with? Because these are going to be heavy.
How many bars can fit in Riot's bag of holding?
How many can fit inside the haversack? Is there a limit?
It's got like a weight limit, I think.
Okay.
I'd have to look it up.
Go ahead and look it up, because you might rub up against that with all these bars.
Yeah.
Tell you what, we can take our
Okay,
chances on an air method named
take-
Platinum Bars.
80 pounds material.
80 pounds? You can only... How many platinum bars do you suppose that is? Considering there's also other stuff in the bag at the moment.
What's the
Guess what? We
GP
live
value of a
in-
bar?
We live in a wonderful situation. Weight
Yeah,
of
a
platinum.
bar.
Oh, it's weighs 195 U. Thanks, Google. It's
So
like math.
what's the GP value of a bar?
I don't know.
Okay.
I would say the one bar probably weighs about 10 pounds. Seems reasonable.
Okay.
They tend to be small.
So you're saying you can get, say, 70 of these in the bag with all the other stuff you're carrying in there already?
Yeah, probably 7.
That sounds
Because I've got 2 side pouches I can hold.
I mean-
what about this?
So I'm
anvil? Is
just
this
gonna
anvil
put
magic?
7 platinum bars in my bag, and that's all I've got.
Okay.
Is it,
So they're
is it
10
magical?
pounds each. I'll just pocket 2.
Okay.
How many are left?
Lots. I have a GP value for the whole set. We'll work out how much each individual platinum bar is worth later.
That's about all
Liberation.
I want to carry while casting the spell. Unless there's anything
Yeah.
else in here that looks particularly
Is there
valuable.
anything stopping us from resting in here?
Kelian,
I wouldn't.
Kelian was asking if the anvil is magical. Is it magical?
Nope. Only the
Not
five
magical.
buttons.
Fucking random piece of just an anvil in the middle of a ship.
Oh.
Sure, why not?
My mistake.
They were
The-
fucking.
The spiked manacles are magical.
They were fucking pirates. What? They were taking just whatever random shit was on their victims'
Clearly,
ships.
Are we ready to do this? Everyone on
No.
join hands?
No, we're not. And, give me 1 second. I'm thinking. No.
Oh, I don't want to alarm anybody, but I accidentally erased part of the grid right here.
Oh god, it's entering.
how does?
I
Sorry, go ahead.
how much were you able to carry before, Riot, when you were that giant ape?
Oh, I had a lot of strength. I had +6 strength. I don't know. A lot.
Kelian seems like he's the most motivated of all of us. I tap Kelian and cast Polymorph.
Kelian, are you resisting this? In any way?
No.
This seems like a bad idea, but okay. What did he get polymorphed into?
Giant ape.
A giant ape? What's the strength score on a giant ape?
It's 22, I believe.
22.
Yeah, like I said, they had +6 strength. So it's 22 or 23.
I will give you guys, between Kelian loading up this box with platinum bars, or
23.
whatever else, and Riot's bag, I will give you half the value of the platinum in this room.
Okay.
All right.
So that's 1,000 platinum in bars.
All right.
All right. Cool.
You good, Mahogany? You good, Kelian? Nod, just nod or shake your head or something.
Do
Oh,
the
wait,
fist
I
bump thing.
I have a bracelet of Speak with Mahogany.
That's right.
You
I'm
do.
good. I'm good.
Bracelet to speak with Kelian.
Nath, liberation.
All right, Nath, where are you taking these chumps? Is Nath on mute?
He probably is.
Sorry, I was eating crackers. Back to the Noma ship.
Teleport back to the Welk?
Yeah.
Okay. I should probably have already had Immiger open for this, so I could just load up the Welk. instead I have to stall for time.
I toss a sprig of mistletoe from my hair into the corner of the room.
Into this room?
Yeah, the room I'm in.
Can travel via plants take you from between planes?
No.
No. So you'd have to travel from the prime.
Yes.
I mean, this is fine with all the stuff still on the table. This is pretty okay. Look at all these dice.
If it makes you feel better, Liberation, I'm considering that if we make enough money from this, how much does that many raised deads cost, right? Just bring them back.
I'm sorry, Riot. I wanted a room I knew I would have the best chances of securing. If you had said something, we might have gone to the other deck, but there's a lot of doors, and I didn't have much left.
Shut up. I don't blame you. We just didn't have time.
Arriving back at the Welk. What's the report that you give to Captain Bribus?
All the
Killed
elephants are dead. We know that because their ship also died.
That one's on us. Fair cop.
If you wanted to head over there and scavenge what you could, you'd have to put more air in it and keep it from getting out, but...
Yeah, there's I guess kind of a ghost ship just floating around out there.
The captain says there's no shortage of those out amongst the wild space.
We only got half the platinum out, so it'd be good salvage if you ever found it.
All I ask is that if you do, there's 40 some odd people that died a very horrible death on that ship. And I'd ask that you perform some sort of rites for them.
We got one out. Right, just to the slave that they got.
And he's in a state of semi-consciousness. What all do you guys do aboard the Welk over the next several hours or so?
Liberation broods.
Rest.
Yeah, rest sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I'm very tired and also very hurt.
Yeah.
Actually, but first, before I do that, I'm going to tend to the slave a little bit because I can still create food and water, so I'm going to make some food for him.
Okay. And so, are you settling in for a long rest?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
When Riot turns
short
her
rest
back-
first, but
I hide her meef and I put a good berry down.
Everybody go ahead and take the benefits of a short rest to start with.
Okay.
okay.
Short rest is
14d6 plus.
The gnomes aboard the vessel.
Plus 2.
Was your plan to ride in the Welk and have them like drop you off their next way station or some
I
such?
can plane shift tomorrow.
That
Just
was your so
seemed
you're playing
like a good.
you're playing with the plane shift off then.
We can. I'm just saying. I mean, I wanted to make sure they were aware that it had been taken care of.
I mean, I was going to let everyone know I tossed some mistletoe in there, and we could probably get the rest of that platinum if we wanted.
The important thing is Bribus doesn't have to divert course on your account. You can leave whenever you want. Okay?
Yeah. Theoretically.
The gnomes are giving you guys, I mean, as much space as they can. You big people in their little tiny gnomish ship. I got to get rid of the rest of these. These are going to bug the hell out of me.
Oh, I want to be very clear here. While we're on the gnomish ship, I've shrunk myself in size to the size of a gnome.
I didn't hear that, so it didn't happen.
You can wish that all you want, but it's going to haunt your dreams.
There we go. Okay. Cleaned up a little bit.
like many of the things Nodal does to me.
The gnomes are giving you guys a lot of space because outwardly, unless you guys give detailed information to anybody but the captain or the officers, the other gnomes aboard the ship, as far as they can tell, your mission, whatever it was a failure. Because,
Oh no, Mahogany's telling anyone who will listen how many elephants they killed.
these
He feels really bad that all those gnomes, that all those slaves died, and he's trying to convince himself that it was still a success.
Yeah, Riot doesn't consider it.
Liberation doesn't contribute to that at all.
these gnomes, I mean, the casualties are tragic, but they all like hearing about dead lithids. No mistake about that.
I mean, I'm
Right,
glad
and
we
I mean,
could
they would have
have-
taken more slaves, right? So really, we saved like a lot of lives.
Does anybody tell the captain or anybody else about the treasure or anything of that note?
Yeah, Riot already did. Said
Yeah,
this
you got.
good
They told him about
this
the treasure.
good salvage there.
That strikes Bribus as very, very strange, because the lithids are not known for taking that sort of material good.
There were more there than illithids. I don't think it ever came up, Nath, but there was also an unthralled Githyanki. I think it was a Githyanki
Nah,
Yeah,
the
that'd be-
spits.
that I beat you
And-
down.
Bribus
And-
shakes his head and says, "You're mistaken. That's not possible."
No,
No.
that isn't
I
possible.
saw that. I saw his eyes. His
I
eyes
don't
were
know
like
what that
thralls.
thing was, but as much as I hate Githyanki, they would never work with the lithids.
This one was. I mean,
I think I chain
fought
lightning did it.
thralls. I looked thralls in the eye, and I certainly looked this guy in the eye. There was a clear difference there.
Maybe he was polymorphed or something.
What if?
Maybe a foundling. No one raised by a Gith would work for an illithid.
What if they found a young the Illithid found a young Githyanki and raised it as their own?
Yeah, that's what he
That's
said.
just sort of
That's what he
glares.
was saying.
No, I said the
Sorta-
opposite of what Nath just said.
Oh,
That bores eyes into your skull. It bores holes into your skull with his eyes. That was our history for thousands of years.
Mahogany.
No.
we didn't have a
Yeah.
conversation. I just telling you what I saw.
Don't you look daggers at me. I killed 5 Illithids.
And I tremendously respect you for it, Mahogany.
And almost Nath.
Liberation.
Hey,
Roll a d4 and probably don't roll a 3.
probably don't roll a 3.
Probably don't.
Oh. 1.
Okay, so these conversations take place over the course of your short rest. You guys are settling in for the long rest. Before
Yeah.
you were able to take the long rest, did anybody spend hit dice or anything?
Yeah, I spent
did.
10
Yeah,
hit
I did.
dice. I used my arcane recovery to get some slots back.
Right.
Yeah.
I need a charisma saving throw.
Oh,
DC
that's really hard for me.
is 30.
Ha!
Could
Fuck
make
off.
that. Let's see if I roll a 20. I did not roll a 20.
When is there a moment aboard the Welk? And I mean, this is going to be difficult to say the least, but when is there a moment when Riot would be by herself, when nobody else has eyes on her?
It would be. So she had this argument with Nath about the Githyanki. She tended to the prisoner, and then I think where was the space that they had to
You-
to sleep?
Down here in the cargo deck, where it actually says place for complaining big people. And remember, the gravity is upside down here, so it's
Right.
extremely strange.
Actually, I think it would have been she would have been alone on this deck out here,
Okay.
because there's that air curtain, right? Yeah, she would have gone
Right.
out there to be alone and just watch the stars for a while.
Okay. After an hour, or a little over an hour passes, you guys had this argument, you reported to Bribus, Mahogany boasted about how many Illithids he killed, and you guys realize, the other 4 of you, it's been about an hour since any of you saw Riot, and you spend, just a few minutes looking. There's only 2 places in the ship that she could have gone. It's a tiny ship made for gnomes, and she's not on board.
Where the fuck is Riot? God damn it.
Sending Riot.
Now I actually do have to look this up. I think this will work.
Sending works across planes with
I know.
a small chance of failure.
But I have to double check because Planescape.
Mhm.
Go ahead and roll that percentage, Nath. If you roll a 5 or
What's the-
under, it doesn't arrive.
Okay. Metal is the 10/10.
Looks good.
Okay. Noticed you were missing. Did you leave on purpose? Is this actually Riot, or am I talking to someone else?
Riot.
Mhm.
You've teleported before. You've plane shifted. You've walked through portals. You've dimension doors. The transition you just experienced is nothing like any of that. It was so supremely different that it defies explanation. There was no sense of moving anywhere. You were just, one minute you're out looking at the stars, the next minute you're in a small room with an iron door, with great noise and motion beneath you, as though the whole room you're in is moving. And your head is just swarming. It feels very hot. It feels very full. Kind of very similar to the mind control that you felt here and there. Do you still have your Ring of Mind shielding? I always ask this because I forget.
I give that back to Terrence.
Okay. Here's what's happened. You've been conjured.
Oh.
And you are bound to do the bidding of who conjured you for the duration of the spell.
The times are terrible.
Well, I mean, this could happen to any of us. We're all extra prime.
It would more likely happen to Mahogany because his
first,
charisma is dog shit.
The first thing you do is you actually receive the sending.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what? Notice you were missing. Did you leave on purpose?
Am I actually talking to Riot?
And are you actually talking to Riot? And Riot, you feel very compelled to not answer.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure you would like to answer, but something is stopping you from doing so.
Okay.
I didn't get anything. I can try something stronger tomorrow.
What is it compelling me to do other than not speak?
It's compelling you to write. Looking around your environment, there's the iron door in front of you, the walls around you. It's a very small room. Bigger than the cells you saw on the Illithid ship. And very slightly damp to the touch. But in the room is a straw mat, like a small bedroll, some small amount of rotten food, and some fetid-looking water, and a book with blank parchment, ink, and quill. And you feel compelled to write.
Okay.
What do you write?
Oh, it's not compelling me to write anything in particular?
No.
Okay. I am going to write a description of my surroundings in the hopes that somebody scries on me.
Okay. So you still have access to all of your spells and things. You still have access to all of your class features. So let me know if there's any things that you want to try, and I'll let you know if you are or are not able to do that.
Yeah.
In the meantime, do the other four of you continue with your long rest?
I don't have anything I can do until I change spells.
Okay. What do you
Unless
tell?
somebody else has an idea.
What do you tell the captain, if anything?
I mean, I think we should let the captain know. So,
Yeah.
we should probably we'll just tell the captain that one of our associates has gone missing.
She's not responding to sending.
Yeah, she's just vanished.
At this, the gnomish whelp goes on alert. They brought you within range of this Illithid ship. You said that you destroyed them all and left the ship afloat, and now suddenly one of your companions is missing. They're expecting repercussion. They're expecting an attack from an heretofore unseen ship that was coming to the Illithid's aid or some such. The captain changes course to a more well-traveled shipping lane. And the four of you are asked, the five of you, because you have the prisoner with you as well, are asked to remain in the place for complaining big people. Sequestered
totally
below
fair.
decks.
All right,
Nath.
sure.
Bribus doesn't put it in so many words, but because he understands that you can plane shift away whenever you want, but it is very heavily implied that if you do so, and then the ship is attacked by Illithids, that these no-miss deaths are on your hands.
I mean, any death by an Illithid is on my hands, but
Damn, that's
just haven't killed enough of them yet.
That's hardcore.
That's like that is like a belief statement right there.
Who is carrying... I should ask this. Riot, are you carrying the vial of black liquid you got from Factal Rees?
Did I have that? Somebody had that. Is that on anybody else's character sheet?
Nope.
It's on mine. I have it.
Okay, so
Okay,
Nath
Nath has it.
And so the next few hours are very tense. Everybody can go and take the benefits of a long rest at this point.
Even Riot?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not doing anything strenuous, you're just writing.
No, not really. I mean, am I able to sleep? That's one thing that I would want to do and find out if I was being prevented from sleeping.
You are not.
Okay.
Sorry, all these little questions, I have to double check my notes.
No, yeah. But I mean, it seems like a relevant question.
Okay. After you've been writing for a little over an hour, you still have a sense of what's happened to you. You've been summoned away from your plane. Mm-hmm. And you still feel under the control of whoever summoned you here. And it feels like it's been way longer than any conjuration spell you or Mahogany have ever cast.
Right.
However, you get a second sensation as well. Something very, just kind of an instinct that if this magic is to continue, to hold you here the way it is, that eventually you'll be allowed to ask for payment. You'll be compensated in some way.
Just for writing?
Well, so far you're finished writing and you're about to go to sleep when this comes upon you.
Okay. All right.
Liberation.
What's up?
Roll a d4, ignore any ones. Maybe don't roll a 3.
That's a 4.
It's a 4. Mahogany, I need a charisma saving throw.
Awesome.
DC is 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just roll it real quick for you.
Sure.
Who knows? Okay, so that's a 12.
The reason I set this DC so high, by the way, is read a spell like Conjure Celestial and consider it from the viewpoint of that Celestial. He doesn't get a saving throw.
Right.
I'm being very generous.
Riot could have, like I said, Riot could have made this on a 20.
The worst part is I can't even argue it because it says right there the DM gets to choose which creature is summoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, why are you making us roll? Or is that just your way of choosing who summoned, I guess?
Mechanically, when you guys cast a summoning spell, the same thing's happening on their end. I'm just making them fail their saves. I don't want to put you in a situation where you can get summoned away and have no recourse. I want to give you some sliver of a chance.
Well, here's the thing then. I'm learning that if I want to request something to summon, I can now.
Well, I've always asked you, what did you have in mind?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But now I want to be able to go, I want to summon Riot.
So what spell do you use to summon Riot?
Summon asshole.
Considering she's not a celestial.
Fair.
Mahogany. Similar thing happens to you that just happened to Riot. You find yourself in the same sort of room. Same kind of situation. You feel compelled to follow this creature's whims. But right now, its only whim is that you write in the provided book. Speaking of books, that does remind me.
Mahogany's eyes narrow as he stares at the book.
Right.
Is Mahogany even literate?
Riot.
Yeah.
This is going to require some homework on your part.
Okay.
You made an investigation roll. You rolled a 17.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to say that you found some interesting information that you can define at a later date, providing that information comes from a Spelljammer supplement of some kind.
Okay.
So, if you want to seek out some Spelljammer website. It's a scary rabbit hole, let me tell you.
2 days later, he's just telling us about murderoids.
Man,
Mahogany.
Spelljammers are rad.
What does Mahogany write?
Mahogany is writing out the spells that he currently has prepared, trying to get his thoughts together.
Okay.
Okay, Brick, so I will point out that once Riot has disappeared and once Nath has had a rest and been told to stay in the complaining place for big people, he will immediately private sanctum the complaining place for big people and not leave it.
Let me do a quick read of Private Sanctum here.
Yep.
We have noticed Mahogany is gone at this point.
You will after you wake up from your long rest.
It's very quiet.
Mahogany does sleep, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, Mahogany super sleeps.
Why do you think we were always waking him up in the middle of the night?
I don't know if that will matter, but that would be immediately what Nath would do.
The worst part is I had an idea.
Nath. Make an intelligence check. What's your idea,
Sure.
Mahogany?
No, well, I don't want to tell them because it's an idea for what I would do if I was on that ship.
Oh, well, then, yeah.
Intelligence check of
Yeah, I don't-
17.
Okay. We're going to say that the Private Sanctum went up after Mahogany got
That's
zapped
fine.
away since we resolved
Yeah, no, I
that
wouldn't have had the
first.
spell resources anyway.
Oh, that's true.
So,
Well, upon waking up, you find that Mahogany is also missing.
and
Put together-
at that point, Nath will tell the captain that he's warded this room and he won't be leaving it. If they need to speak to him, they can come down here, unless Illithid's attack, in which point he is on point with chromatic orbs and fireballs.
The captain and other officers of the ship seem to be becoming more suspicious of you, and their fear is setting into these gnomes.
We're gonna have to
Then you
leave very
hear
soon.
what sounds like glass cracking from one side of the place for complaining big people. We'll
Try
say
and follow the sound.
over here.
Yeah, let's go investigate that.
Yeah.
That's worrisome.
What's laying on the ground, Liberation, you recognize it right away. If you remember the crystal that you fed to the Demarax. But this one doesn't have any luster to it. It looks dull, gray, and there's a great crack running down the length of it. It's just laying in the corner of this room. I say corner, there's not really a corner, it's a round
Detect
room.
magic. So
Detect
light
magic?
up on detect magic.
Fading fast.
Pick it up.
But
Summoning crystal.
it is indeed a summoning crystal, yes.
Maybe don't touch it.
So, conjuration magic. Mahogany, you also get the sense that if this creature is going to continue to bind you here with magic, you're going to be able to expect compensation.
Okay.
Well, at that, I will take out that crystal ball I got from the ciphers and scry for. We'll start with Riot.
So we're casting
I'm pretty
Scrying.
familiar with Riot. Do we have any of Riot's possessions still in the hold? Does she have anything like a bedroll or anything she left here?
I guess it depends on how you define possessions, because I bought all the stuff that.
Well, I think I actually just need a hair or a nail clipping or something to make the spell really useful.
No.
Like-
Yeah, there might be something.
Riot sheds.
I tell you what, no, you know what there is like Riot spit out a couple more teeth after she got back. She was pretty badly hurt, and like her teeth grow back all the time. So
Oh, right, because he's like a shark. Yep.
It
Yeah,
does
yeah,
say that
sure.
scrying requires the target to be on the same plane of existence as you.
So it fails. I mean, I don't know. When I start, I don't know if she's on. All right, well now I at least know she's on a different plane.
Yeah.
We're
All right.
awarded.
All right, fellas. What do we do
There's-
about this? What do we do about this cracked crystal here?
I don't know. What can we do? I think what we need to do is work under the assumption that one of the three of us is going to be next. So,
My suggestion would be to stay in the warded area until the ship arrives, and then I plane shift, and then we go back to Sigil where summoning doesn't work. We can start looking for them from there. I am a little concerned in case there is something with the Illithid, so I don't think this looks like their MO. Wouldn't be using summoning magic.
What if I used myself as bait, and maybe we could set something up where you're able to yank me back and something happens? Because right now they're pulling us, whoever this is pulling us away from where we are, right? And we have no recourse of pulling Riot and Mahogany back. What if we set something up where whoever gets pulled next can be yanked back?
I'm not bad at conjuration, but summoning isn't one of my strong points. I can make walls of force. I can't bring a demon into the material.
And I'm betting whoever's taking them is going to take pains to make it so you can't.
I mean, if it's something as simple as a sanctum prevents it from working, they're almost certainly sanctumed.
And is this how you guys spend the course of the next day or so?
That and watching for more of these crystals to pop, yeah. The good news is, if they expected to only pull in exactly 5 of us, they might have wasted whatever resources they needed to summon us, if it's limited.
Riot and Mahogany, both of you roll a d20.
Okay.
I want this one.
You want the big red one, you can say it.
It's gone, dude. It's gone.
Riot, you gotta beat a 2.
Got it too.
Oh, that was your 2. Then Mahogany, you've
That
got to
was
beat a
my
2.
I got a 16.
Okay. Mahogany, you very abruptly, the next day after you wake up and resume writing, and you're contemplating what kind of compensation you might reasonably ask for, when you suddenly snap out of it. You realize you're no longer held under any kind of compulsion.
I cast Find the Path.
Find the path. All these spells you guys are casting all of a sudden.
Does it still ruin the adventure in this edition?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so. I thought they might have gotten to that one.
I'm not.
Actually,
familiar
I don't
with
think
the
this spell's going to work anyway, so.
I'll see. So you can find the most direct physical route to a specific fixed location that you are familiar with on the same plane of existence. So let's start here. What plane of existence are you on?
I'm going to start with, because this is going to be fun. I'm going to start with the Prime.
Start with the Prime, and you are absolutely not on the Prime.
Okay.
After a couple minutes or so.
No, I got a bunch of casts of this.
Well, right, but it takes a couple seconds to cast it each time. You don't
True,
get infinite
yeah.
actions.
Yeah, true.
Actually, it takes 1 minute to cast this spell.
Yeah.
You want to cast it one more time?
No, that's okay.
You can make one more guess.
Okay. Fuck it. I'm going to make as many guesses as I need. There's only so many planes, right? Let's
How
go
many
with,
planes could there possibly be?
Turns out.
They're not infinite.
I'll tell you what, Mahogany. I'll tell you what. If you can name all 17 outer planes in 1 minute, I will tell you what plane you're on.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Arborea. The Beastlands. We've been to the Beastlands. Been to Elysium. Beator. Mechanus. Celestia. Arcadia. Pandemonium. Limbo. Did I say Limbo?
No.
No.
The Abyss. That's an easy one. Fuck. Carcery, because that's what the one Riot wants to fuck with. There's a Greek one.
And that's your minute.
Limbo's not in an outer plane.
For a second, I really thought he was about to say Ethiopia.
Limbo's not an outer plane?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, Limbo. Oh, sorry. I was thinking of something else.
Hades!
Hades is one, but your minute's up.
I know.
So you cast Find the Path twice, and you're not able to find a path to anywhere. But you become
Well, you
aware
didn't
of
let me guess.
What was your
Let
guess?
you get us 6 signs.
Oh, you say it was none of those?
No,
All
I was
right.
going to give you 2 guesses, but I was going to say, if you could actually name all the outer planes based on player
Well, I'm gonna
knowledge
start with the
accumulated
shitty.
over a year.
I'm going to start with the shitty ones. Let's go with Beator.
No. By the time You cast the spell twice.
Yeah.
You're aware of a presence outside of your door. And there's a gentle metallic rapping at it.
What plane are we on?
Peering in from outside, you see an Arcanoloth.
Thank you.
And you can only see his eyes. And he looks at you quizzically, and he asks what you're thanking him for.
Don't worry about it. So, how are you doing?
He says that, regrettably, one of his associates that was maintaining the summoning circle has perished under the strain of finding you and your companions.
Yeah, I'm pretty tough.
He asks you for the book that you've been writing.
I'll hand it over.
And you pass it through the bars to him. He spends a few moments flipping through it. And as he does, he idly asks whether you have any sort of magics that will enable you to leave this plane now that you're no longer bound here. Riot, you're hearing this entire conversation. They're very close by.
Mahogany shrugs and
Hey,
says,
Mahogany?
probably.
Actually, am I allowed to yell out?
Nothing stops you yet.
Hey, Mahogany, are you there?
Yeah, Riot, what's up?
Where's everyone else? Are they here too?
I don't hear them, so probably not. Hey, there's an Arcanoloth here. What's the plan with Arcanoloths?
Riot probably knows this.
Arcanoloths are a form of Yugoloth.
Right,
Yugoloths
which also Riot is descended from.
are originally from the neutral evil plane of Hades, but Yugoloths have business all throughout the lower planes. You could be anywhere.
They're from Hades.
We'll try that one in a bit. You're okay with me trying that one in a bit, right?
The Arcanoloth is looking back and forth between the door of Mahogany's or the door of Mahogany's cell, then back over his shoulder where Riot's voice is coming from. He says, if you and your friend, he's speaking to Mahogany, if you and your friend give me your word that you'll stay in this place as my guests, I will release her from magical bondage and spare the life of one of my other underlings.
What do I care for your underlings?
And he smiles wryly and says, "Oh, but I only have so many."
That sounds like good news.
So I take it I don't have your word.
Mahogany says, tell you what, I'll make you a different deal. You let us try to escape, and if we get out, we won't come back here and kill all of you.
Wow.
Riot, when you hear that, you immediately feel compelled to stay silent.
Okay. I wonder what kind of compensation I can ask for staying silent. There's people on Sigil who would pay good money for that.
There really are. The Arcanoloth closes Mahogany's book. And he tells Mahogany, I don't need all of you. One will do.
Mahogany scoffs says, I've been dead before. We still killed all the people who were there.
The Arcanoloth walks over to Riot's cell. What kind of weapons does Riot have?
She's got the fork. I think she's got a rapier. Remember if she still has that. She might have lost it at some point.
Okay.
She's got a dagger.
I mean, if the rapier's still on the character sheet, you still have it. I don't remember you
I'm
losing
looking
rapier.
at my character sheet. I don't. Oh no, there it is. I moved it because I put it in my Oracle chair slot, but I still got it.
Ah, okay. Then the Arcanloth asks for your book as well.
I probably am compelled to give to him.
You are.
Yeah.
Hers is probably really good. She's good at writing things.
And then the Arcanloth leaves without opening your book.
Okay.
Riot, you suddenly feel that it's very important that you persuade Mahogany to be more cooperative. That
Okay.
your life hangs in the balance of doing so. You don't like your odds. If this spell fails and the Arcanloth has to resort to force to keep you here, you don't like your odds of survival.
Yeah. I think I'll start out by telling Mahogany, listen, that book he took from me,
Yeah.
it's fuel for some magic that he's doing. If he wants to kill me with that book, he can do it anytime. And without Nath or somebody else here, I mean, you don't have any diamonds. There's no way they can raise us. They don't know where we are. Just please, just don't cause any trouble. I mean,
Alright.
no one can resurrect us if they can't ever find our bodies.
Here's the thing, though.
There's no thing. No.
I'm
This
not
is one
really
time when there's no
convinced.
thing.
I'm not really convinced, but I feel like I would be really convinced if you were honest with me about whether you were being mind controlled.